Okay, so my problem is with this video because people ask me, what's my opinion on certain things and stuff like that. I have a New York friend that asks me about videos and stuff like that. So the thing about it is with this one, I really don't like when people put yank and stuff like that on messages, that try to basically ploy you or misconstrue you into look at something very specified. It's how he yanks and how he looks at, during it or whatever. Okay, if you look at what he's doing during the video and everything else like that, he's gathering strength in essence to pull, his, I guess, brother to the side, away from the prompter, so therefore he doesn't hit anything. If you know anybody, if you know people that are like this and everything else like that, they can get very embarrassed and very angry very quickly because they feel embarrassed. We all do. It's a feeling. Okay, hence the reason why we have hatred and all that other junk. It's a feeling, folks. Okay, and if you want to sit there and go around and say that, oh, someone's emotionally disturbed because they have a feeling or because they feel angry, then they're not emotionally disturbed. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. Okay, the problem is the reasons that we conclude is not always definable. All right, and we as people do make mistakes and we make the wrong definition for them. So if you want to, claim that someone's emotionally disturbed or something like that because either they get angry, no one's listening to them, no, they're not emotionally disturbed. They've talked, they've done everything they possibly could to lash out, until that lashing, comes out in the physical form. Hence the point you have, anger management issues. No, I don't have anger management issues. I just get angry. Okay, so this is one of those things that kind of makes me a little angry because this person is sitting here claiming that, oh, well, he has a scary rage there, and no, he don't. He's gathering enough strength to pull, a person over in essence so he doesn't hit something. He is showing worry with, of another individual. And I thought that's what it's supposed to be. Worry of another individual, not worry about yourself. Because if he was worried about himself, he wouldn't gather the strength to pull him over away from the prompter. He would have just let him hit the prompter. I find that very discouraging to, as being an American, that, people will sit here and claim a falsehood to basically an emotional constraint that you have to gather in essence because he's old, he's not young. Okay, he has to gather that strength in essence to pull him over and not make him feel that, he's being, controlled or manipulated. No, he's just being yanked over, so therefore he doesn't hit something because he's not paying attention to it. You can obviously see he's looking down. That's one thing I do not like about some of these, videos and stuff like that. My friends have, asked me to get on, X or YouTube or whatever to make my opinion because I have a very strong opinion about it and whatnot and stuff like that. And I find it very disrespectful as a person who has worked with these individuals for another individual to come and state that there is a scary rage there. No, there's not. There's not a scary rage at all. You're trying to misinterpret something or misconstrue something for a moment of strength. In a moment of consideration, you're trying to misconstrue a conduction of yank and what his face looks like. And in media tech, I was trained to look at these things and stuff like that. I went to media tech, went to Dell Jackson in Louisville, in Texas for media tech. That's one of the things they were teaching was how to operate a camera, what things to look for, how things can be misconstrued from a film, and what is actually represented, because there's no one there to, represent the film, and those people who are there to represent it are those people who are there to represent it. So, I mean, hence the point. This is why, sometimes, I can have issues with the same people and debate the same thing. And, I can, I guess, understand where she might feel that way, but as a person, I don't because I've dealt with retarded people. I've dealt with people who had syndromes and who said all sorts of crazy stuff. So, it's one of those things that, people really need to take a look at what they're trying to post and what they're trying to look up because you can anger someone, and anger is a feeling, hence the whole point. How do you think, someone else would feel that him being, whatever may be wrong with him, okay, not considered angry because you want to misplace a judgment? How do you know how he feels about the given situation? He doesn't look angry about it. He looks perfectly fine. He may be, a little confused, but he looks perfectly fine. He doesn't seem angry about it. So, I mean, what's the deal? this is why I'm kind of subject to the whole independent thing, man, because I really don't like politics because it's like a gang painter. All right, from the '90s, who's red, who's blues, who's Crips, who's Sutras, who's Bloods, who's this, who's that, who you rolling with, who you that. It's that whole motif now, and for me that's a real problem. Okay, so that's the reason why I don't really comment this. I do it mainly less privately, but now it's kind of hard not to be outspoken about it, and that's kind of the whole point, is to be outspoken and have a voice. So it's just one of those things I found and I had an issue with, and I just really had to mention to get it out there. So I mean, I do hope we're better than this for understanding people's behavior and for maybe why they do it, instead of just making a short clip and then going with some grand novel, because I have real issues with that. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I mean, subscribe, like, would be very much helpful. Because I do have a herniated disc. I'm kind of going through a thing with Walmart about that. So any help will do. I mean, I'm not. I don't have any money or or anything else. So and it's been quite a struggle. And it's just one of those things, just to see people sit there and take seconds of video and turn it into a misconstruing fact. But catch y'all for more Texas talk. Thank you for at least watching. Have a good day.